Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to yet another day of Crown Clash matches. I'm Wondrous, and today for the commentary, I'm joined by Semele and Marlo.
Morning.
It's okay,
Or
Semele will wake up eventually.
I am awake. I am right here.
Can you turn up your mic, please? It's a bit quiet.
My mic is my mic. I think is at the max.
We're waiting today.
Yeah, it's 2 p.m. here, so it's not quite good morning, and I didn't even wake up in the morning, so...
It's
It's
just
8
turned
a.m.
afternoon
here.
for me.
Alright, today we have BOROVik against Nnnes. BOROVik is one of the best players right now as far as dailies go. His past few dailies have not been spectacular, but still very good. Loop 12, loop 14, and then a bunch of throws, and then it's again loop 12, and then it's loop 18. BOROVik has been playing the game a lot recently, getting very good runs on dailies. Nnnes is not a spectacular player by comparison to BOROVik, but still a consistent enough player that we could see a loop 6 plus match here pretty easily. So it's going to be interesting to see if we can get to loop 8 in this match.
BOROVik with the chicken pick.
BOROVik is already pulling ahead.
Nah, they're neck and neck. Absolutely neck and neck. 1.129, 129. Yeah, chicken pick from BOROVik. That's kind of interesting. Maybe BOROVik is operating on some kind of similar philosophy as I did in my match against Bunny, where he's just doing a way safer pick so that he just plays. Like, he doesn't think that he's gonna die, and he doesn't need to play particularly fast against Nnnes. So he's probably just thinking, take it safe, just play your normal game, don't care.
Daily Griller.
Yeah, something like that. And then this goes to pizza. All right, that's it's always interesting seeing people go to pizza in these matches, because in like at least 3 or 4 different matches we've already seen pizza either fuck someone over or make the entire run for them in terms of weapon drops. And BOROVik did not go to that set pizza, so it's going to be interesting to see if Nnnes gets something interesting as far as the weapons go. It's time to open
That's
my
kind of
Nnnes.
fucking sheet detailing every reasoning as to why he picks weapons, and that's so funny to me.
I wonder what are those characters on BOROVik's side art. It's probably like, okay, this is a probably raw guess, but it's like probably the maids, those 4chan, 2chan musicians or something. That's the only guess I have. Maybe it's like some character from a visual novel or
Some
something.
obscure Russian meme.
Probably. I mean, the Russians really like the maids. Several of the maids, like musical composers, they like make post rock or drum and bass, breakcore, all that stuff. Some of them are Russian
Raw.
as well. One of them are Russians or from the Commonwealth independent states. And then this, okay, yeah, and then this takes long arms because it has the jackhammer.
Where did he get that jackhammer?
No idea, but it's probably because of the difficulty difference. Also, yeah, BOROVik got the lore. Oh, BOROVik is
Nice hot swap.
BOROVik somehow doesn't get
Hyper
exploded by
Rifle.
that. Oh, hyper rifle, that's a nice weapon drop.
And Assault Slugger. Maybe a misclick. Ah, yeah.
BOROVik has floor vault instantly. So fucking true, actually.
Yeah, BOROVik had the lower tiles. I actually don't know why. I don't think he was on low HP. Middle rifle, yeah, hyper rifle is pretty good.
Assault Slugger.
Oh, that's a nice weapon for combination for pre-loop and early loop as well.
Let's see what Nnnes gets. I'll be interested.
Yeah, Nnnes has one different difficulty. Sawed-off shotgun. Okay, assault slugger also drops for Nnnes.
Honestly, I think BOROVik has the better combo here.
As far as speed goes, yeah, for sure. The hyper rifle is very high DPS. Nnnes just has a safe setup, but then again, Nnnes is Crystal, so he doesn't really need the jackhammer. It's kind of overkill. And as far as the clearing speed goes, it's not that good.
Yeah.
I generally prefer ranged for pre-loop. I think it makes the game easier and just faster. in
Same,
general.
honestly.
Yeah.
But then I get into loop and I suck with no with no melee. Mid their rifle. Apparently Sparky doesn't like the hyper rifle, that's so sad.
Yeah, Sparky doesn't like the hyper rifle because he can't understand the concept of using two weapons in nuclear throne, which is what you're supposed to do with the hyper rifle. You use your hyper rifle and then your other ranged weapon to replenish the ammo and have a balance. But Sparky always just says, you use the hyper rifle when it's like immediately empty.
Oh,
Go-ho.
Super Slugger, that's nice.
Super Slugger for both of these players. That's pretty nice.
Huh. Does
Spike-
difficulty not change just on beta?
No, it definitely changes it, but
That's some funny coincidence.
if you have a higher difficulty than the drop of the chest, that same drop still can. Oh, BOROVik loses head against Little Hunter,
Oh.
but regains it with Bloodlust. Oh my god, that was really close. Yeah, BOROVik miscalculated the plays there against Little Hunter.
The hyper rifle is already pulling him back.
Oh, energy screwdriver. First he finds an auto flame and then an energy screwdriver. And then Nnnes also finds it. There we go. Wow, that's a really nice combination.
Wait, do boss intros? Does the in-game timer like keep going when the boss intro plays?
I think boss intros make no difference at all.
Or
I think the
Oh,
timer pauses. Pretty sure.
yeah, that would make sense.
Oh, energy
Well,
screw.
we'll find out on Throne 1. Yeah, what Sparky
I
said.
would take the Hyper Slugger, to be honest, I just like the weapon.
Nah, I would definitely keep the Super Slugger here. The Hyper Slugger is nice, but you already have Energy Screwdriver, which is pretty much the same thing as far as directional damage goes. Directional
Fair.
on-demand damage. So having Super Slugger, which is a burst of very high damage up close, is very nice.
Yeah, understandable. You already have really high single target damage.
They're both very, very close in clear speed right now.
I mean, Nnnes is actually 10 seconds ahead.
BOROVik almost loses spirit.
Oh, Super Plasma Cannon. What the fuck?
It's happening again.
What the
The
hell?
7
Okay.
show Super Plasma Cannon. Let's go. Pizza actually helped.
Is BOROVik not getting it?
No,
I
of
don't
course not.
think BOROVik isn't getting it.
Yeah, the pizza for Nnnes is making all the difference this time. God, how I wish I was Nnnes right now with the energy screwdriver and SPC. That's my favorite combination
double
of all
mini
time.
game.
Oh, I love that combination so much for Loop 1 and 2. I honestly think it's the most comfortable. Like, Ultra Shovel was nice, but these weapons are just so elegant. Playing with the E-Screw is so fun with Laser Brain.
I actually don't like the E-Screw. I think it's overrated.
I don't think. I think it's rated just fine, to be honest.
I would prefer E-Screw over E-Sword for Loop 1 and 2.
Absolutely
would-
not. E-Sword is way better.
And I would prefer E-Sword any day of the week for Loop 3+.
I would prefer E-Sword at all times, really. I'm boring like that. That Super Plasma Cannon is really gonna make all the difference for Nnnes right now. He's gonna be so far ahead, maybe.
Yeah, he's going to be getting a pretty good lead, especially considering that BOROVik is chicken. First of all, chicken doesn't have as much HP as
Oh.
Crystal, so you can't play as fast and as risky as 20 HP Crystal. And also,
Yes.
he's already lost his head once, so he might be... Okay, there are two options for BOROVik right now. He's either going to be wasting time to get his HP back, or he might just roll with 10 HP to not fall behind.
I think rolling with 10 HP is probably what he'll do, considering.
I think he'll just play with 10 HP and like try to get himself low on the opportunity on the last enemy if that happens.
Yeah.
Warmaster War Master's microphone just went a booga for some reason, and there's like background fan noise now, which wasn't there
He
before.
got my
How?
cursed.
I think it's noise suppression. There we go.
Oh, he destroyed the vault. That's sad.
Oh, yeah, and Nnnes went way too ham with the SPC. Gonna have to pick up Crown of Blood on Scrapyard.
Sometimes noise suppression makes up noise for my mic.
Huh? Okay. You just got the Assembly fan curse.
Yeah, like Sparky said, he will have enough chances to naturally drop himself without trying to find like some weapon for dropping himself or anything like that. As he is clearing the levels, there's like some last enemy left, and he can just damage against it. Damage himself against it. BOROVik opens the vault completely fine. No trouble there.
Yeah, Nnnes should just have used the E-screw to at first. Yeah, Nnnes broke the vault. The SPC was way too strong.
Yeah, and then I spammed the SPC a few times, and one of the plasma splits actually hit the vault. At least that's what I assume what happened.
Probably.
That's what I assume what happened in Glandonian language. Alright, now the moment of truth.
Will
actually,
Nnnes be disqualified by breaking the 3-2 vault?
you know what Nnnes could do right here? He could get disqualified by going to mansion instead of continuing the match.
True.
That would be a real Sigma play.
Will the car even survive the energy
I would not
Yeah,
fire
yeah.
SPC at all.
But how?
The car does get survived, or the car does survive the E-screw because it like the transition frames from the closed car to the open one that you can interact with give it like iframes or something.
Wasn't the car HP
Oh, I
buffed
see.
exactly for that reason as well?
Oh, the van opens the vault for Nnnes.
Let's go. He's safe. Just don't accidentally break the statue.
You can also swing the E-screw at a distance, so only the last frame of the E-screw hits the car. And the second one from Laser Brain doesn't. Or the first one, technically. And the only the Laser Brain one hits, okay. There we go, Crown of Blood for Nnnes. Everything is equalized right now. BOROVik still... Oh, BOROVik finds a lightning cannon right now. And goes down to low HP from the buff gator. That is actually nice right now. Oh, Nnnes drops
Nnnes lost
Spirit
Spirit.
Explosion.
Fucked
3
up.
HP right now. Oh, 5 HP Inspector shots almost got him. That was kind of close there.
Oh, Nnnes BOROVik got the lightning cannon. That's good.
Yeah, definitely an upgrade over the Super Slugger in terms of clear.
Oh, he lost Spirit.
And then as regain Spirit as BOROVik loses his. Oh my god, what is going on? Oh, and there we go. BOROVik gets a health chest. 11 HP feels strong, man.
BOROVik will come back from this.
Yeah, I mean, no reason why he shouldn't.
Yeah, BOROVik can get through this.
Yo,
change it and...
Oh, that's nice.
Oh,
Lightning
really?
cannon isn't too far behind SPC's clear speed, so
That is a blatant lie.
That is just raw. Let me just look at the difference in this between the two right now.
Well,
no, I actually do believe.
I
that
mean,
the
though,
lightning cannon is very fast.
Nnnes
And then
didn't have Crown of Blood for a few levels.
oh, that doesn't matter. No, Nnnes had the SPC while BOROVik had to play for a while with the Super Slugger, but
Yeah.
the Super Plasma Cannon is definitely faster than the Lightning Cannon. For Loop 1, not so much faster, but for Loop 2, it's definitely gonna make a big difference.
Hopefully he
Let's
can
hope
get
we
a
can find something
SPC
quick.
before that.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. Yeah, Lightning Cannon, so good, so comparable to the SPC right now. One goes in,
I
goes
didn't
one
directly compare it.
crystal.
I said it wasn't lagging too far behind in claim
No, you
speed.
said it's the exact same speed.
No, I did not. You misheard
Yes,
me.
yes,
No,
you did.
no, 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 no.
You said the
Going back
lightning
into the
cannon
VOD
has
right
the
now
You're
same
just to check
blatantly
for
lying
that.
right now.
Okay, whatever. Go ahead and catch the match. I'm opening the vault. You cannot get away with this, you little liar. Alright.
Dude.
I have no idea why my Discord keeps showing the green circle around me.
Okay, I lied.
Of course you did.
Well, you're still wrong. You said that lightning cannon is not too far behind the SPC in terms of the clear speed, and it is definitely far behind.
Well, I meant for like loop 1 temporarily, okay? That was implied.
Okay, if you look at
I don't-
BOROVik357 screen and you compare every single area that he's playing with the lightning cannon right now to the ones that Nnnes played, Nnnes cleared them like 50 to 80% faster. That is a far difference. That is a difference of far distances.
I see Rai guy forgot
true.
to turn on the RTA again.
It's okay. The match has only been going for 1.5 minutes. This is where the real gameplay starts, just like
True.
yesterday. Yeah, still no plasma cannon or the super plasma cannon for BOROVik. Just chugging along with the lightning cannon. And then that's missed an
Nnnes missed
Uchi
you
shovel.
shovel?
What?
I was looking at the BOROVik screen.
How? What the fuck?
This will
That-
equalize the weapons.
That's actually sad.
It's not actually gonna equalize the speed. Oh my god, what is BOROVik doing? Does BOROVik just not know how to play loop 1 and 2? Especially with
Apparently so.
Iskru? Choose skill to remember the early loops. That's just how it goes.
I feel like BOROVik is just not confident at all on loop 1 and 2. Like with the E-Screw, I would be immediately walking out of the spawn. Little Hunter drops, I just screw him a few times. What? I mean, I just screwdriver
just
hit him a
screw.
few times, and he's instantly dead. But BOROVik is staying in the spawn, which is exactly what you don't want to do with Little Hunter and a melee weapon like an E-Screw. Yeah, BOROVik is definitely
Oh,
playing very
Nnnes got
scuffed.
the E-sword. Let's go.
Okay, that might not be an Uchi shovel, but that is an upgrade.
That is very good.
Yeah. Very good double energy setup for Nnnes right now. Yeah, for BOROVik's case, I would imagine it's... oh my god, BOROVik runs out of
Oh.
ammo, but the lightning cannon comes in clutch. Yeah, I imagine for
Oh, that's
He doesn't look too good in this stage, to be honest.
BOROVik, just shoot the lightning cannon non-stop, you will be fine. Yeah, there we go. For BOROVik's case, I would imagine it's probably either nerves or the fact that he's playing not a very good character, or probably a combination of both, really. I mean, if you look at his latest few scores, let's see if they were meta setups, because the actual scores themselves weren't particularly good. So there's a loop 3 throw with full meta. He has
Okay, we're gonna
E
have a
sword and
thermal again for a moment.
SPC. There's a loop 6 death. Okay, that doesn't count. Loop 2 death is horror with Ultra Shovel and Plasma Cannon. Loop 2 death with Super Plasma Cannon and Ultra Shovel and Crystal. Loop 2 death as YV with a P9. He got killed by Reflected Plasma. So maybe what's been happening is that we've actually
Very clean drone
overestimated.
fight by Nnnes. He didn't bring any hot swap weapons, but it didn't harm him at all. Go.
Yeah, we may have overestimated how consistent BOROVik is. Maybe BOROVik is just the person that gets like a very good run pretty often, but there's like a fair bit of bad runs in between them.
He's just like me for real.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
that's-
average, though.
Okay, so there are two scenarios. BOROVik either didn't get the Ultra Shovel because of an Nness's pizza, or second is that Sparky is just lying and there was no Ultra Shovel to begin with.
I could check the pod. Let me see.
Oh, health chest right there for BOROVik, back to 12 HP. 12
So back.
HP.
The E-sword is huge for him. I think he will pull ahead
Oh.
of it more now.
I don't know about pull ahead, but regain the. Oh my god, Nnnes running out of ammo, not managing double energy well enough. Has to shield and almost drop spirit in the middle of all of those projectiles. That was looking very awkward. Yeah, I don't know about gaining the lead, but BOROVik is going to be catching up a little bit. I mean, if it was me, I would be pulling ahead of Nnnes right now, even with the lightning cannon and the E-screw. The E-screw is just so fast. Like, the E-sword is more comfortable, and you can't explode yourself on grenades and stuff like that, but E-screw is just faster in terms of clear speed. Oh, super bazooka right there.
I think I would take the ESO just because I don't trust the game to give me a better melee.
I don't
feel
fully believe that take. I think in certain conditions, like maybe it's because I used to play
No.
Ice, but
Don't get me wrong.
was
Don't get me
better.
wrong. If I find an E-sword while I hold an E-screwdriver, I always take it because you always have to take the E-sword for loop 3+. There's no way you're
Yeah.
keeping the E-screwdriver. But like the E-screwdriver, I would say is 100% faster than the E-sword because you can change your targets more, and it only costs 1 energy per every swing, and it does the exact same damage. In terms of how much damage.
Oh,
you can
that's got
output-
the fucking ultra shovel. Let's go.
Oh, there we go. With your shovel for Nnnes in Look 2 Sewers.
Awesome.
Nnnes is
But-
bowling now.
But yeah, the E-screw being faster, what we were talking about.
BOROVik's big green rat that dropped the Ultra Shovel, I assume that's what Sparky means, did not spawn because of the difficulty difference between these two players. That's really funny.
Oh, let me see the screenshot.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but even with determination, couldn't have BOROVik thrown his super
yeah.
bazooka up and then picked up the other weapon and then repeated that a few times to save way more time without having to wait for the weapon? Like, he could have just thrown the weapon and picked up the other weapon and saved a lot of time that way, instead of having to go up and then wait the weapon at the bottom.
Perhaps he's
And
not
Greg
used to
Trying
playing
to
chicken.
bring
Yeah.
Bloodhammer by throwing.
I don't know, I feel like BOROVik has had good
What's his
chicken runs
most
now.
played character in dailies?
Crystal, I believe. I mean, okay, I can press Control Shift T, the best combination in the entire universe. It's Horror and Crystal. Horror at 115 and Crystal at 105. He has
Definitely
31
gorilla.
chicken runs. Yeah, 31 chicken runs for BOROVik. Let's see what his
Congrats.
best chicken run is.
Congratulations to Nnnes for beating his round 1 goal.
I wonder what the round 2 one is gonna be. Yeah, BOROVik's
PB
best
loop
chicken.
10.
BOROVik's best
Nnnes
chicken
loses
runs.
spirit.
Oh,
No, he didn't
yeah,
lose
this
spirit.
is
Almost
that
dies
situation
actually.
there was looking very awkward.
No, he didn't lose spirit.
It's still
And then
pretty
that's
awkward.
Yeah, and Nnnes is not camping the vans. Like, I saw that there was a van from the bottom going
Ooh,
to the
yeah.
right, and
That
Nnnes
was
just wasn't
Well,
walking
so-
towards it. Bad rat situation as well.
Oh, you just made me realize the rat. Holy shit.
Yeah. What Ness is doing wrong right now is he's not camping the vans, which ends up making him use his Ultra Shovel way more. Like, you could just camp the van and swing 2 times. Instead of that, he lets all of the cops leave the vans, and he ends up having to swing like 5, 8 times to kill every single cop, which is making him lose a lot of rats and also have just more enemies on the level. Almost gets exploded by Big Dog right there. Could have also gotten the van
Ooh.
pushed into him right now by the plasma. That was really bad right now. This is just sketchy situation to sketchy situation. And that was reflected plasma right now. And then that's destroyed it, like very close to himself. Almost died right there. Oh my god. Oh my god. That
He's
was
entering the level with no energy.
okay. It's fine. He has the
It's,
heavy auto.
it's fine, you'll get a lot of rads from this.
He doesn't have the heavy auto, he has a range.
Oh, it didn't go through the portal. What the fuck? Where he gets an SPC shut off. Oh my
Okay.
god. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm having an oh my god moment. There we go. And then it's
recovered.
completely
Let's go.
neutralized the difficulty. Gets the spirit back and everything else.
No, like,
Yeah, as I was
not
gonna
camping the
say-
vans is especially bad when these shooters spawn and just run around.
Yeah. BOROVik's chicken PB is bandits on loop 14. So he does
Damn.
have a decent chicken run under his belt. But not that many of him. I wish I were a bird.
That pizza really making all the difference for Nnnes right now.
Yeah, BOROVik still hasn't found even just a regular plasma cannon, having to continue rolling with the lightning one.
He seems to be doing relatively okay, especially considering Nnnes gameplay.
Yeah, Nnnes is just not that good at early loops. Like, Nnnes has to camp the vans. Every single time that Nnnes could have just walked up to the van that was deploying, instead of shooting the SPC or walking away from them, he could have just walked up, swung the Uchi shovel 2 times, and everything would be completely fine. Would have way more rads, no difficulty because all of the cops would be dead, and the entirety of this loop would just be infinitely easier. BOROVik didn't get the second shovel either. This difficulty is just basically trolling BOROVik.
I guess this is the first seed that is really
It would be
bad
so
for one
sad
player.
if he doesn't get full meta by loop 3.
Yeah, like look at those past 3 seconds on Nness's screen right now. There was a van, and Nness didn't walk towards it, and after it deployed all the cops, Nness walked up and swung the Uchi shovel 4 times, like 4 to 5 times. Could have been just 2 swings.
It's gonna be especially bad on Frozen City where red can get dicey.
Yeah. This seed is really against BOROVik right now. Honestly, I would be really pissed if I got the Uchi shovel before the super or regular plasma cannon right now if I was BOROVik, because having to use lightning or cannon and Uchi shovel, especially going into loop 3, that's just gonna be I don't know. I would rather have an
Same,
E-sword than SPC.
Yes, exactly. Poor BOROVik.
Having a weapon that does no damage and then having to try and beat bosses with it with Ultra Shovel is always a pain.
Yeah, Throne 1 is gonna be very slow unless there's another super bazooka like there was the last loop. There we go. Once again, the van is deploying, but I would assume it's probably a bit of nerves and something else, like nerves and inexperience. But there's a van deploying, and Nness shoots an SPC into it, misses. Could have just swung 2 times and it would be over.
Shallow shot van.
Literally, I mean, Nness completely missed the place where the cops deploy. And then Nness just shot at the wall.
Honestly
say-
though, it took me a very, very long time to actually realize the strategy of just camping vans in early loops.
Yeah, I
For
feel
some
like
reason,
people have
it's a
been
common
saying
thing.
nowadays people advise doing that very often in the
Yeah.
Tron server, but in the past it wasn't common advice.
I always did that just because I played Plant and snaring the back of a fan is a no-brainer.
Like, I remember my first Loop 3 Plus run. I didn't actually get very far in Loop 2 before, but I just played horror and just camped vans and just won. And I think the reason why I got through the first time was because I camped vans and then I forgot how to do that and just didn't realize until like several hundred hours later.
I would always camp
Pretty
van
unfortunate.
because in early Nuclear Throne Russian days, everyone was obsessed with getting as many kills as possible. So I would always look for the vans, waiting for all the cops to come out so that I can immediately kill them and get those sweet, juicy kills. That was like back when Loop 2 dailies could actually win.
The time when you would open cop chests.
Yes.
I think Alyssa is the only person I know with that mentality still.
I actually still open cop chests, by the
Yeah,
way.
exactly. Like, just waiting for the vans to come out so you kill them immediately. It feels like such a no-brainer thing.
Free kills.
There we go,
It
Super
can
Plasma
help the
Cannon for
ammo
BOROVik.
sometimes.
Super Plasma Cannon for BOROVik in Frozen City. So
Oh,
he
let's
has
go.
perfect double energy right now. All that he needs to find is an Uchi shovel. Almost drops Spirit by destroying. Oh!
Nness got hit by an Expo Freak. That's
BOROVik gets the Uchi shovel in the exact same area as the SPC. There we go.
let's go.
So back for BOROVik.
Both of them have the meta now. All they need to do is get to loop 3, and from then on it's just easy mode. Especially for BOROVik, he can die so many times as chicken. Nness hasn't been looking so confident, even though he's playing 20 HP Crystal. And BOROVik, yeah, this loop 1 and 2 for BOROVik hasn't been good, but I expect that he's gonna have a much easier time getting to loop 3. aggressively fucking typing. Jesus, that's so loud.
This is why I have noise suppression on most of the time.
Oh, BOROVik lose Spirit against an initiator.
Yeah, this is the third time this match that BOROVik has
Low on that Reds as well.
almost no rads. 1 pixel worth of rads. Yeah, this is the third time that BOROVik has lost Spirit in this match by destroying Elite Shielder Plasma on himself.
Sad. I wonder if Nnnes knows the shielding tech for Crystal.
Yeah, he does. He does.
That's,
He talked about it in the in the clown server.
The clown
Yeah.
server.
shoutouts when people said that wasn't viable. Liars.
Who pioneered the shielding tech?
I don't know.
Sparky is the one who did it a lot, and then everyone was like,
I
"Oh,
know I
yeah, you
used
can
to
do
do
that."
it a lot in the past as well. It's just that I never streamed Crystal.
I feel like
Because I didn't
Bosco
play
is the one who
Crystal.
started it, maybe?
Yeah, Neo is the one who did like a lot of crazy strats on Throne 1, especially like going to the side and just spamming down
Yeah,
Throne
I
1.
know. I know.
That
I
strategy
came.
saved Condiment Kings League 20.
I know. I came with the what is it? I came to that conclusion individually when I learned that drone goes down when you shoot a S crystal, so you could do a perfect shot.
Do people still do the wake up perfect shot where the throne walks forward onto your SBC?
What?
What?
You know the shot where you
And you
like
shit S crystal, so true, man. But yeah, like
Wait, Master, what did you say? Which wake up shot?
where the throne wakes up and walks forward slightly, and then you have your SBC there and it just absorbs.
Yeah, I mean, Condiment King does the center shot if you mean that. Because he says that the leg shot is too inconsistent for him because he's
The
a
leg
noob.
shot is really easy though.
It's free. It's completely free.
I know Wonder is does the audio
Center shot
cue
is
shot.
significantly more difficult.
No, Sparky, what I do is different. Warmaster is talking about the center shot, the one that Condiment King does. Oh!
Oh!
Spirit. And
BOROVik
loses
loses
head.
head.
Yeah, and almost loses head against the Popper again. Oh, this is... Yeah, BOROVik's gameplay today is just not up to par.
And Nnnes is gaining a good lead. Wow. Already on
Yeah.
sewers.
BOROVik's gameplay is looking very shaky today. Yeah, definitely good pick for the chicken there. Maybe BOROVik knew something was going to happen this match. But yeah, Sparky, what Warmaster was talking about is the center shot where you just shoot horizontally and someone walks into it. I do the sound cue shot, that's different. And
What is the sound cue shot?
You stay at the generator and you shoot during a specific sound and you do the perfect shot that way.
Oh, right.
I think
does
it
look
like,
cool.
I wouldn't say it's like the coolest thing ever or it's like super spectacular or I'm the coolest person doing that, but it is genuinely at least slightly cool. You can't tell me that it's not cool.
It is cool.
You're doing an off-screen perfect shot. Nothing comes out of the screen and it's mildly amusingly cool. It's not like the best thing ever or anything, and I never tried to convince anyone
Weapons
that.
disappearing is actually fixed in beta, yes.
Is that true? Oh,
yeah,
and then
I joke that
Nnnes gets banned. This is...
I joke about being joked about that happening with Beam, but it can happen on beta. That's actually fixed.
And BOROVik almost loses Spirit against E-Shielder Plasma again, I think? Was there an E-Shielder?
At least I heard it was fixed.
BOROVik is successfully into Loop 3. Hopefully this is where it
I heard
starts
many
back
things
together
in
for him.
Nuclear Throne, Gaslight community.
Nnnes got vanned by a van coming from the right that he didn't see. How many heads can lose Chicken Maynard in real life? 1. Unfortunately.
Oh, but BOROVik got 1 HP back, just 1 left.
They don't know the tech.
Both gameplays are looking kind of weird right now, honestly.
Yeah, both of these players are very shaky. I feel like maybe it's like... Let me see if this word means what I want it to mean before I say it.
Sparky, I forgot how to type.
Incredible
But yeah,
BOROVik.
it is fixed.
Okay, that is definitely not what I wanted to mean with that word. So, BOROVik has no spirit again. 1 out of
He
12.
deliberately walked into a grenade to lose health.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense with Bloodlust and Chicken. Like, worst case scenario, you lose head again. Good case scenario, you get a health chest. But what I think might be happening here is like simultaneous stress. BOROVik doesn't want to lose against a player who seems weaker than him, and Nnnes is just stressful because there is a player better than him.
Oh, back to
Like-
4 HP, let's go.
There we go, 12 HP. Both of these players are feeling stress probably and nerves, but for different reasons. Yeah, BOROVik has no issues with back bandits at all there. But Nnnes does have a very significant lead right now. Very significant lead, but once again, we always just say this for the sake of pointing it out. It's not like it's actually gonna matter here.
Yeah,
I do
we-
think BOROVik will catch him a bit now he's in loop 3 with meta.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
hope their gameplay can pick up the slack now that elite cops are gone.
Yeah, the elite cops and the main difficulty that we saw for Nness in Loop 1 and 2 is definitely gone, but Nness's gameplay is still looking shaky and not as confident as it should be.
Yeah.
I think perhaps getting banned several times has shaken them a bit.
What is Kid got a loop 11 melting on VC after that run.
Where did Sparky die?
Sparky died. I don't remember Sparky died.
I
I
went
know it was
to sleep immediately after
I know it
said
was
that I
earlier than
about
that.
to- Loop 3, alright.
I kind of expected him to die in pre-loop.
Yeah, the match buff wore off.
Oh, that's actually
BOROVik
sad.
just runs into a sniper, losing spirit, going complete ham. This is like Kid's gameplay yesterday, except BOROVik is playing his chicken
Okay,
and
that's
without
fair,
boarding lanes.
Sparky. Sparky has a technical victory against Kid then.
Okay. Oh. I didn't know that the rocket did 4 damage. I thought it did 2.
2?
Yeah.
Alright.
BOROVik is definitely finding his footing in loop 3.
Oh,
Yeah, and then
absolutely.
As I say as he walks into an explosion.
Yeah, Nness explodes a missile on himself, almost loses spirit. But it's fine, he has 20 HP, it's invincible. He has boarding veins, but better.
True. Boiling things but not limited to explosions.
Yeah, BOROVik is shrinking the lead, but very slightly so. Nness used to have a 4-stage lead, now it's just 3. And even less than 3, really.
I wonder how Chicken compares to Crystal in speed in early loops.
Early loops? I mean, Crystal is just faster in every loop compared to
Yeah.
Chicken.
I mean, there's no
You
way
can-
you can really argue for Chicken.
You can do more risky plays when you have 20 HP, and risky plays in Nuclear Throne means faster plays.
True.
You can just go absolute ham with 20 HP. Like run into a lot of enemies swinging the Uchi Shovel, which would usually get you killed on some other characters because you just can't tank as much. So you end up playing slower. I don't know, the chicken play for BOROVik definitely saved him in early loops, but I do feel like it might be his downfall if this actually gets to deep loop. Because you may be able to survive longer as chicken, but eventually you might come across that boss fight that is just so difficult that chicken being an inherently weak character that can just live a bit longer is not going to be enough. You're going to lose one head and then another, and it's over. It's Jover.
The Chicken glory days have long gone.
They were never a thing.
I still feel nostalgic for chicken because I basically started Throne at the point where chicken was like everyone's pick and getting world record.
That was by the question loop 4th round 1. We don't talk about that.
Chicken was my first loop 5. I hate playing chicken.
Chicken was my first nothing. I never played chicken until I did that one daily where I got loop 13 and decided to never play chicken again. That was enough for me.
Honestly, fair. I never going past loop 5 as chicken because I don't want to play chicken.
I don't like playing weak characters.
I already played Plant. I don't need to play another wacky character.
True.
Meme characters are an exception because there's at least something interesting to them, but chicken is just boring and weak. Let's
If
see
there's
if
ever
this
a
is the
Crown
corner
Flash
shot.
loser bracket, I'm playing Plant.
Yeah, Nnnes just proved Condiment King wrong. That's incredible. Condiment King in absolute shambles right now.
I wanna see Nnnes do the shielding tech to see if he can pull it off.
What did Condiment King say? I mean, I'm just talking about Condiment King being unable to do the corner shot, which Nnnes nailed. Because it's incredibly easy.
CK stands for Corner King.
So true.
Corner King. He was always put in the corner in class with a dunce cap on.
So
That's why they
true.
called him the Corner King.
Ragging on
But the-
CK isn't even in this match or in chat.
For the corner shot, I always just line up the crosshair with like a tile. I have
Now,
no
on
idea why
BO4.
the green line around my icon won't disappear. It just
Oh my
oh,
God.
Nnnes
Oh.
lost spirit.
Again. Walking, oh my god,
This
walking
is
so
the
close to the
third
grenade.
time he's just walked through a van.
Yeah, Nnnes is losing track of the vans pretty much every single level. Some levels it's fine, the others not so much. Giga Chat push, I don't know about that.
Like
Just
in
drilled
20
into the
jersey, you will
van.
see Nuclear Throne players walking through vans on early loops just because they know they don't care.
And Nnnes definitely reacted. You could see his cursor shake and move around once he lost spirit. Pushing through the van when you know that it's the only option, like when you're completely cornered and you know that you have to walk through the van to not die, is actually a Giga Chat and good play. But walking through a van because you didn't expect it, that's nah.
Nah.
I don't believe you should have to walk through a van under any circumstance if you play well enough.
He did say he walks into a van in deep loop at least once per level.
It depends, right? I think there are situations where like
And then it's walking so close to all of the grenades.
I think there are situations where you can play well and still get fucked over, so you have to walk over a van.
Yeah, but they're few and far in between. Usually with a good player, it doesn't really happen.
Yeah, understandable.
Sometimes you get some slightly odd van spawns in like position wise, but that's about it.
I feel that usually only happens like in Palace with weird generations where the van spawns like super high up to the left where you're supposed to walk and you're like, what the fuck, how is there a van there? How's
Yeah.
that possible? 13 HP, yeah, that doesn't work like that.
Palace generation is just so whack. I
So
can
if you
never
use Arcade,
discern how it's meant to work.
It just works, like one wonderful Todd once said.
So true. Like, I get the vibe of desert levels, of Frozen City and whatnot, but I never get the vibe for Palace levels. Dude, fucking Kid String had the goofiest one dash tree ever on Loop 11. That shit was so funny. Like he spawned bandits, and then there was still an entire level that nobody noticed.
Kitsobi has crashed? Oh my god.
That shit was Sparky was there watching. That shit was so fucking good.
Let me see. It's time for education. No.
Intermission. Education with Wondrous.
Yep.
Oh. Oh, that's
Nice,
a fun
nice
event
fan
spawn.
position. What happened just there? Was that me or just
What?
everything just froze for me for like 2
I think
seconds?
that's just you. Nothing
Yeah, that was
happened.
you.
Yeah.
Sparky sent a print screen with the generation, but yeah, that was basically it. The yellow line are the bandit spawns, and the thing at the bottom is just the level he didn't know existed.
Oh, I think I found it. Maybe?
Based paint diagram.
Oh.
Nness beats Big Dog, hardest boss in the game. Oh, Nness gets fucked over by crystals, okay.
Okay, yeah, I was right. The side art on BOROVik Scream is the maid. Yaku is a maid on the right, and I have no clue which one is on the left because I don't listen to that music. That's actually a lie. I have listened to a bit of Yaku the maid. My senses were right.
Your breakcore senses.
I mean, discovering what the side art means is just too important for me. It's almost like doing true commentary.
True.
It's almost
be
as
fair,
important
like-
as the gameplay.
What's life if
It
you
is
don't spend
technically a
time
part of the
discovering
stream,
random
so-
fun facts?
Now I'm curious which one is on the left. Yeah, no idea. I give up on that one. Top tier commentary. Yeah,
Thanks.
I mean, I was busy, but the other players were looking at the screen.
Here's some top tier commentary for you. When BOROVik was clearing the hypercrystal, when he went over and saw the flag cannon, my brain was saying hot swap the flag cannon.
What the fuck, dude?
Oh, yeah, there's a spirit again and walks into several tanks exploding, almost dies. Oh my god.
Oh, what the
Nnnes,
fuck are you
that was the
doing?
fourth, at least the fourth time that Nnnes has lost spirit to a van this match already. And BOROVik is only one area behind Nnnes right now. Actually catching up big time. The lead used to be 4 to 3 levels, now it's just 1.
What the fuck?
I do think BOROVik is finding his footing. Seems to be
The
pretty
hunter is
steady
jumping
station.
a lot. Wow, that's a funny hunter.
Yeah, it seems that vans have been a very big issue for Nness today. They were a big issue for him in his last match as well, but this time it's like even worse.
Oh, he
Oh.
loses spirit again, and BOROVik
Oh
gets
my
on
god.
the same
That
level
was
as
nasty.
him.
Yeah,
BOROVik-
Nness loses spirit once again. This is a simultaneous area. Spirit lost, and oh my god, standing in that crossfire. Nness is just very, very shaky right now in this match. Oh my god.
That was there.
I'm fucking scared.
He just face tanked that golden missile.
Yeah,
He'll
Nness
be
was
fine, I think.
Nness was about to die like 7 million times there, and the lead has completely. Okay, no, Nness still has
No,
a 20-second lead in terms of in-game time, but they're now on the same area, at least on the stream.
Yeah, they're
I do
pretty
believe we'll see
mashed.
BOROVik pull ahead by maybe a few stages.
Yeah, I mean, it's like what I talked about in the Sparky versus Kid match. What takes the other player to get the lead is usually just the other player dropping spirit and having to play safe and do awkward plays, which is exactly what happened here. And Nness
Yeah.
lost like 4 spirits this loop already or something, so BOROVik has just been getting back the lead.
I guess Nnnes just isn't very confident this match as well.
Yeah, well, the first opponent of Nnnes was quite the opponent, but this time it's actually one of the best performing daily players right now. I don't think BOROVik has any specific characters. Just, I don't think so. Actually, BOROVik has the horror record at loop 15.
Damn.
So he does have one record in this game at least. But Nnnes has no records. Nnnes is just a player.
Just another daily griller.
Yeah, so
The sheet
this match
guy.
is definitely in favor of BOROVik in terms of who's the better player, at least on paper.
So right now they're pretty evenly matched. Let's see the later loops.
Nness has the
true.
sheet.
True, Nnnes
Yeah.
does have the sheet contribution global. Nness probably has just the global for the amount of sheet he has made.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
I still can get over the weapon reasoning sheet. Did he send that to you guys as well?
The what?
So
He
what?
made a sheet containing information for commentary as to why he picks every weapon he does.
Oh my god.
Did he not
Dedication.
send you that?
No?
It's
I've never
so
seen that.
it's so fucking funny. I didn't have to because like there wasn't any outrageous picks. I have no idea why he shared that with me specifically. But it's just a list with like saying the weapons you would or would not take in the tournament and why.
Oh, in the tournament. Wait, can you send me that? Oh, Sparky did it, I think. Let's see.
Okay.
Color commentary info for Nness.
Yeah, that's
Jesus
it.
Christ!
Yeah, that's so fucking good. He shared this with me yesterday, and it's actually. I can't believe he actually made a sheet detailing everything.
Can you send this to me?
I'll send it to you, of course. I guess he just didn't send it to you guys because he didn't know you were commentating. He didn't check. But no, I didn't have to use the weapon reasoning in the commentary.
What is this? Yeah, never mind. that is kind of
Mhm.
silly.
And to be honest, I find it more fun trying to guess the reasoning behind an insane pick than already knowing.
Yeah, I'm not looking at it. I saw a
Andrew,
little bit of it. I was like,
Plasma rifle. Wanderers said it was good. I should try it more.
yeah, I mean it is good. I picked it in my
It is a
own
good
match, and
weapon.
it did a good job. Like with the ways. Well, Sparky said that he wouldn't pick it when I did pick it in my match, I think, but it is a good weapon. Like with laser brain and scary face, it puts out pretty good damage. Especially
Plasma
in
rifle is
laser.
probably my favorite weapon to use. It's just fun.
Maybe it wasn't Sparky, but someone else said that they wouldn't pick the plasma rifle. I don't remember. I took it over something.
So true.
I don't remember what were the actual weapons. I think that was like I only remember the last few weapons of that seed before I got to loop, which is like assault slugger, heavy assault rifle. There was, I think, super splinter gun, plasma rifle.
Oh,
super rifle.
BOROVik is ahead now.
Damn.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he is.
he's just
By, like, half a
finishing
minute.
bandits, and Nness is just starting it.
It's okay. These bandit fights, well, I would say
Usually
don't
loop
take
bandit
long.
fights aren't really a lot, but yeah.
They usually
is-
don't take long, but this is Nnnes, and they aren't very fast at crystal gameplay. 6 seconds of IGT.
What ICHP situation for a moment there.
Yes, several people have been guessing BOROVik did start regaining the lead that he lost by losing a lot of heads by just being more comfortable at these loops than Nnnes. BOROVik has done so many of these runs, so many loop 12 plus runs. Nnnes, on the other hand, probably largely affected by nerves coming up against such a well-performing daily player. BOROVik was probably just nervous of not throwing it in on loop 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
He has a
Definitely.
streak of not losing spirit on this loop, so
that's
we hold hope.
that's not much to say. I still have a streak of not losing spirit even once this tournament, but I've only played one match.
We'll see it later today
Yeah.
if that keeps up.
Both of the
Wasn't
players
your match against
Oh.
a player that just threw?
Who, mine?
Yeah.
My match was like the first good match of the tournament because the opponent didn't die and we actually got
Oh
the
yeah,
victory.
I remember now.
That
was
is
a good
true,
match.
Sparky. You do have the achievement of losing spirit to the same bandit as your opponent.
That was so funny. Oh man. Kid loses spirit. Oh my god, Sparky loses the spirit to the same bandit. It's so stupid. Seated attacks are probably real. I'm starting to believe in it.
True.
Yeah, both of the players had no trouble with mom.
Bandits
Hard-coded seed
shoot
attack by
faster.
JW.
Bandits shoot faster in different seeds.
Have you ever wondered why Nuclear Throne is 5 gigabytes in size?
Okay, so BOROVik went to the next area at 52.14, and Nnnes did at 52.01 or 02. So there's a 12-second lead for Nnnes right now, despite what it looks like on the screen.
True. I have
They're pretty
no
much neck
idea
and
how
neck
the
right now.
string delay is.
Alright, let's see if these players can actually beat Big Dog. The final boss of
they?
Nuclear. That is a very long Big Dog generation. What the?
Oh wow, yeah. Kind of
This
still.
is like 2 Big Dog levels worth of generation.
And
There we
that's
go.
already,
Oh.
yeah. Something happened there.
BOROVik gets exploded.
Yeah, Nnnes is still slightly ahead. Ever so slightly. Yeah, on Nness's screen, the explosions happened a bit differently with the snipers, so it looks slightly different. Oh, BOROVik gets exploded by a Poponade. Losing his footing in this level, but doesn't lose spirit. Oh, this does look like one of those kind of crystal caves where someone who's less experienced could probably do a big mistake, but both of these players pull it off just fine. (53-42) into Frozen City, and Nness is having to backtrack to find the last few
Lost
kills.
the lead to backtracking.
Nah, he's still ahead by a whooping 5 seconds.
It's 5 seconds.
I think
Who
it's
knows?
3 seconds.
I mean, I don't know.
It's
Okay,
very
what?
close in time though. A lot closer than a lot of matches we've seen so far.
Math with Marlo, yeah.
Ooh,
Nness almost
Nnnes,
gets banned again. Oh, good lord. The Vans have
Nnnes-
not been a good friend of Nness this match.
Nnnes getting hit with that plant van management.
Maybe what Marlo needs to, or not Marlo, what the hell? Maybe what Nness needs to do is play Ice Throne bot. Just never care about Vans at
Yeah,
all.
I definitely don't need to play Ice Throne, but
Yes.
I don't. Someone picking eyes in this tournament would be a fun watch, I think. If they're good with it.
It would be a fun watch to see them die specifically because of Ice active, because I know that's gonna happen if that ever happens. I mean, if the Ice pick ever happens.
It would. I think it would have been awesome if Fabpick had entered the tournament.
I would imagine that the melting players would actually get a better run than the Ice ones. Yeah, BOROVik kills Little Hunter, absolutely no trouble going into labs right now. And Nness is just starting Little Hunter. And Nness already killed Little Hunter, just starting 5-3.
Wonder if Nness feels confident with like just clearing the level with only firing SPC.
if you do an Ice round, at least one of you has to play Throne bot.
Sparky, I'm not doing any coordinated character plays, even if we get to finals. I'm sorry, brother. I'm playing all the most boring characters.
All of the most boring characters as a single character.
No, I'm gonna play YB.
Based.
Maybe it's lucky.
So the finals are on
Oh.
August 13th.
Oh!
Ooh!
BOROVik with the spirit.
I think the van got pushed slightly. By
I
his
don't
own
know. Like
placement.
I saw that van spawn, and I could only think it was gonna go poorly.
We're gonna have 3 matches on August 13th. Is this a joke?
I think technically it should have been okay because of the wall strat, but I think his own plasma pushed.
Oh
it
yeah,
out.
we're gonna have 3 matches. It's gonna be one after the other.
That's impossible.
Yeah, like
How are you gonna fit 3 matches into one day when these are like the best players left at the very last rounds where matches can actually get to Abyssal? That is not happening, right, guy? Hello? I don't know about that. Having both of the semifinals and the finals happen in one day, I feel like that's going to be very tight on scheduling.
We'll get to tomorrow. Sorry.
The finals are going to happen like super late EU time, which means, okay, well, this is a me issue. If I were to get the finals, I just wouldn't be able to play a match.
You probably won't because Ryguy will wake up tomorrow really, really late after waking up 4 a.m. today.
It would be like, okay, it's a good thing that the finals are on a Sunday, which is like the perfect day for me supposedly playing finals if I get there. But having 3 matches in the same day is just going to be impossible unless like the first 2 matches happen super early on, so that the finals with the best 2 players can actually like start at a reasonable time for both of the players. Because if it has to go into the night, I personally wouldn't be able to play. That's just not possible for me. It's not like a body thing or anything. I just can't
BOROVik
play.
with the 3-stage lead because Nnnes is taking a lot on these labs. Wow.
3 matches for 3 rounds, 10 hours.
He got slow. He got slow. Nnnes got slowed down a lot in those labs. Holy fuck.
I think we had far too much time for the early matches where everyone just died pre-loop.
Yeah, and are the finals also going to be best of, let's see if I can count, 1, 2, 3, best of 4?
No way. Please no.
No, wait. Best of 1, 2, 3. Right, it's best of 4.
36-hour marathon commentary ending in global.
I don't think I'm gonna commentate the finals, just the semifinals. I want Keller to commentate a match. Also,
Yeah. I don't know who did, but there is Kader for the finals match in the commentary on the sheet. Okay, it's best of 3. Yeah.
BOROVik entering loop 6 while Nnnes on the timeless shoe still.
Right, it's the amount of both of the thingies on the screen minus 1. I remember now. That's why it's best of 3. My logic operates in mysterious ways.
Best of 5 could take forever though. Like genuinely, if Abyssal runs, there's no way.
Spiky, because I'm stupid. Raga says, I do recall writing that if it goes too late, the final match could be rescheduled, but I don't know if that made the final cut. Yeah.
Let me look.
Having 3 matches in one day, with the final one being the finals, which is the 2 best players who can actually go to Abyssal, and I would predict that that might actually genuinely happen, that's going to be impossible. Like, at least one of the players, or 2 of the players, if both of them turn out to be EU, will have to play at like 5 a.m. or, well, play into 5 a.m. and later. That's just not happening.
I would be quite surprised if we don't get an Abyssal for the final.
Anyhow, BOROVik is already starting...
Yeah, BOROVik took a big lead after Nness.
Yeah, BOROVik is starting Big Bandits while Nness is only now moving to Throne 2.
That lab's backtracking really messed up Nness flow.
Yep.
So true.
And Nness has just been playing very shaky and not as confident as BOROVik.
I don't think he lost Spirit though this loop.
I think he lost Spirit once.
Nnnes definitely lost Spirit. Nnnes has
That's
been
a
looking at
shaky
least once
Drone 2
for...
fight as well. Wow.
Yeah, that was a calorie shot and a half.
I mean, he's done better this past loop than the previous other loops.
Yeah, but Nnnes has consistently lost at least one Spirit every single loop that he's played.
I think what's happening
But
with
BOROVik
Nnnes
also
is that
pretty much has.
he's not measuring the size of the arena properly, so he doesn't know where Drone 2 is actually gonna move.
Yeah, Nnnes
Those
is shooting
Those
super...
shots are not good.
super narrow. He's aiming super narrow. He has to go wider on the swing,
Yeah.
on the prediction. Like Theron 2 is just not walking into... Yeah, once again. Those are like doing 20% of the SPC shot damage right there.
Like,
If I get too
Those
nervous
sho-
on Throne, so
those
continue.
shots would work on a small level size, but not on that. I think that happens with me a lot. Like, I'm used to a small Chrome 2 arena, so I make shots that fit that, and not the wider ones.
Ooh. Yeah, okay, so BOROVik, starting the mom fight, actually got hit by mom, and also almost got hit by mom again when the plasma missed. But it's okay. He killed her.
So Chrome 2 circles around. Oh, he circles around the player, not the arena. I always thought.
Thrown 2
I always
circles
thought
around
it
the
was the arena.
player, but if it doesn't change direction, if the arena is really big and it like continues in its direction and you walk far away enough, it can look like it's circling around the arena.
I see. Makes sense. Oh,
It doesn't actually affect the
That
angle.
is actually good knowledge to have.
Yeah, Throne 2 definitely circles around player in arena.
I always thought it circled around the arena.
I would imagine JW would not be able to program that. Nnnes gets hit by the
That's
bandage.
I
true.
would imagine he would be able to program that by accident.
Okay, that's an even better assumption. Yeah, Nness's bandit spawn looked extremely shaky and got actually hit by the bandit charge as the bandit was spawning.
Yeah,
For all I know, Drone 2 could be intended to go around the arena, but it just goes around the play instead.
I think one of the reasons why some players occasionally get actually hit by Throne 2 is
Oh my
because they
God.
think it goes around the arena and then they get really confused when it just suddenly comes up out. Like,
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely the reason why my fights go poorly. I always thought it went around the arena, not the player.
oh no.
Nness's bandits is just
This
so
is-
messy right now. Moving into the middle of all of the bandits, like, losing the flow of the level pretty much. But it's okay. Crystal has 20 HP, she can handle this. Meanwhile, BOROVik is already on Big Dog.
Big Dog, one whole pause ahead.
Humongous lead right now for BOROVik. Interesting that BOROVik decides to stay at the top there instead of just safely walking down. It doesn't matter at this kind of early loop, but I wonder if he does the same play on like loop 12 plus, because that would get him killed.
Like standing at the top,
Oh,
continuously swinging Ultra Shovel, it shows that he's really like trying to play safe right now.
I know one thing I'm really bad at is measuring
Oh
the
my God.
time for like, oh, that he got hit by mom.
Yeah, Nness was starting off that sewers level once again very shaky, going down to like 6 HP against the crystals and everything else, and now also gets hit by mom as doing that push. Nness's gameplay is... I feel like we're witnessing something here. Nness's gameplay is slowly breaking apart until it's gonna hit the peak and just Nness is gonna die. It's falling apart. There are
And
more and more mistakes done every single area, it feels like.
This is what happened to Bean, except it was already deteriorated to maximum level and he just got lucky to survive every time.
He was just playing chicken. He kept
I mean,
on living because of chicken.
It says in their name, chicken is literally hard to kill. On that vent thing though, I wonder if BOROVik is good at like measuring the time it takes for a to spawn because I sometimes fuck up. Like there are times where I could just safely walk down, but I don't because I think Alvin will spawn me.
BOROVik is not good at van management. I would say that purely basing it off of the few records
Oh,
that I saw
I
him.
thought he lost spirit. He didn't.
No, no,
He
no,
just got
he's fine. He
one
got
HP.
exploded. I'm basing that knowledge purely off of the runs that he's uploaded to his YouTube channel. And when I was checking Loop 15 bandit spawns, both the way that he spawned bandits and also managed the vans was completely ridiculous. I don't know what other words to use. It was very messy. I think he's just not good at naturally managing the vans, and his bandit spawns are also not good. But
That spawn takes some time to get used to.
in the very
Especially
least,
later
BOROVik, because of his amount of experience, definitely manages them quite a bit better than Nnnes. Nnnes lost spirit to getting run over by a van like 5 times this match already. While
I think he
BOROVik,
lost
like,
once every loop.
yeah, and BOROVik is like, I think he had 1, maybe 2 spirit drops to that this match so far.
If you're bad at Vans, play Rebel.
If you're bad at vans, play Ice Trumpet.
That's actually untrue because you just drag the Vans onto yourself all the time.
I mean, if you let go
Just
of
let
R&B,
go
the
of
vans literally,
telekinesis.
yeah, they can't hit you physically. Tromba just pushes them away too hard.
I don't like playing ice because entering HQ is annoying.
It completely neutralizes all of the vans and it makes the van strat on 1-3 completely free. Oh my god, Nnnes! Oh, that was a very bad play right now. Shooting at all the enemies, aggroing all of the crystals, and then backing into
He
a wall.
almost got exploded by an Explo Freak.
That was super close to just getting nailed to the wall, like Kid got nailed by the crystal on sewers as melting. You really never want to back. You never want to back away from crystals.
Walking over those webs through like a van spawn was a bit shaky.
Yeah. Those vent close calls are really getting me. There was one on 3-3 as well.
Yeah, like I'm saying, it feels like the gameplay starts slowly but surely falling apart. More and more mistakes. Backing away from the crystals, like backing into a wall against the crystals, that's almost a death sentence, really.
Interesting how he uses
BOROVik
SPC
already in Palace. Wow.
Interesting how Nnnes uses SPC to kill the orbiting crystals, and Ultra Shovel to kill Hyper Crystal.
Keep in mind that Nnnes has a loop 10 PB. Yeah, sure. I mean, that doesn't mean that I can say that they're doing in bad plays. In the very least, Nnnes might watch this match later, if he actually does that, and then see like, okay, yeah, I did that badly. Maybe I can work on that. Just
Nnnes personal coaching.
Yeah,
I'm just glad we can talk about Nnnes match this time.
Yeah, true. Walking away from the crystals that are shooting at you is not a good play. Like, in general, slowing down or walking away from the direction of the crystal, it's just not good. Like, horizontally walking away from it is, of course, good. But backing away from its direct... How the fuck do I say this? Basically, don't play bad.
True.
Alright, I need a drink.
I think if I were to make a Chubiemu style video on like 5 tips to increase your gameplay, as a low PB loop 11 player, I would say that most of the reason people fail at early loops is because they make bad pushes and hesitate.
I would say it's because doing bad plays. That's all.
Because like
just play well.
They play too slowly and then just get destroyed.
Just play well. I say throwing 3 loop on my 3 matches.
I played well. I played fine.
God, BOROVik already going into loop 7. Damn.
BOROVik is a pretty huge lead right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Sparky right now. I said this in other matches that I was commentating as well. What if people just don't shoot their SPC or PC enough?
True.
They're way overusing their either second weapon or especially their Ultra Shovel.
I was doing this today where just overuse my Ultra Shovel and then I just got really close to run out of red and panicked.
Ooh, one
Ooh.
tile close call on the van once again.
Didn't
If
Neonomi?
Those. Oh, that's a.
Oh, that
that's
was
a-
really
Oh,
close.
that's an unlucky shot for BOROVik.
yeah, Nnnes could have lost spirit there if the van got pushed into him, but Nnnes didn't play well and didn't play fine, so everything was fine. Wow, nice rhymes.
I was gonna say, like, I remember Neonomi
Oh, that's
using a
another
really
sad
slow
joke
kind
for
of
BOROVik.
clicking method for Ultra Shovel.
I would say like most people use 90% of their Ultra Shovel and 10% of their SPC, whereas if you look at most of my gameplay, I'm like using pretty much both of them equally. I'm always running out with the SPC in my hands instead of the Ultra Shovel.
It depends on character as well.
Oh,
Ooh,
Nnnes
that was
lost
nasty.
spirit.
I
Vans
think
can
Oh.
only
people
get pushed
definitely should have
while
run out.
they're destroying walls. What?
What the? That's actually insane.
Hold on,
that
brother.
play just wasn't safe. That play was pretty whack.
That take from Sparky needs to be fact checked.
I mean, even then, it
That's
was
some
pretty close
ultra
to
niche
wall.
knowledge.
It was close to
And then
wall, so
it's
as a
still not
caster,
bad. It's not
as a
good
caster, it looked to me
to.
like that happened. Let's see, double minigun. Road mode debug.
I think we need to compile more of this ultra niche knowledge.
I don't think it's niche, but
It's not niche. It's just
Inf
wacky.
ammo.
It's one of those things that if it's true, a lot of things suddenly make sense.
No, I mean like
Strong van.
stuff that people don't seem to know generally, and everyone's like, "You didn't know that?" Like, remember with the laser thing earlier that
Remember
nobody
when
knew except
Free
Wondrous?
didn't know that Grey Rats didn't drop ammo?
Alright,
Okay,
zero.
the limited amount of walls, I didn't know that.
If events didn't have a limited amount of walls, they would just go forever. That would be pretty funny.
I mean, no, they wouldn't go forever. They always move a set distance, but they didn't know that
Damn, that
they
is
could
true.
only.
I actually did not know that. What the fuck? Oh, I killed myself. I didn't know I didn't have no death on.
Really?
Yeah, somehow I
Can't
just
tell
never
if that
knew
was a good Bennett spawn by BOROVik or not.
Is it when vans are destroying walls, or is it when vans are colliding with something?
As a Helllord is true, Nnnes has not learned how to dig from Vims. I don't think he used SPC
If I had to
tunnel
guess, I'd
once
probably
so
say it's
far.
wall related.
It's quite obvious when you play with bullet weapons. I mean, I've played with bullet weapons. I even pushed the van into a wall intentionally during my match when I had Incinerator and Energy Screwdriver. But I just never noticed that it doesn't happen when they're like not colliding with anything. What would it collide with other than walls? Enemies? Okay.
That's
I mean,
not
I
a,
don't
that's
need
not a
both.
collision. In the same sense.
Yeah, Helllord is right. I don't think I've seen a Nnnes use SPC to tunnel once in this fucking match.
Nnnes hasn't learned to dig from vans. Nnnes has just been having a lot of trouble with vans in general. Yeah, loop 7. Damn.
Let's go.
Clean mom kill from BOROVik. Nice shot on Throne 2 by Nness right now.
It would be
BOROVik
pretty
had a
epic
really,
if this run goes to Abyssal and NNS PBs.
That was a killer shot.
BOROVik had a really poor Drone 2 fight, but it turned out well.
There we go. Nness kills Throne 2.
I think
Better-
NNS is slightly like pulling it back together from this round.
Yeah, I don't think... I can't remember. Did they lose Spirit even once last loop? I don't think they did.
No.
Yeah, so this is getting more and more
No,
consistent for now.
Nness did a pretty poor man play on labs.
Oh yeah, that was true.
Right. Yeah, I think something messy might happen for Nnnes right now on Big Bandits because, to me, in the last few loops, I mean, it's early loops, sure, you can say that, but it still looked like Nnnes just doesn't know how to spawn bandits. It's like randomly running into walls for him.
To be fair, in Loop 8, you can still just spam SPC on bandits as they spawn and they basically don't exist anymore.
I wouldn't
I
say
still
that's
think it's
entirely
good
true.
practice to try to spawn them while in early loop so they don't fuck up.
I wouldn't say that's true on Chris, though. You can't shoot SPC enough.
I guess.
You can kill one of them with the SPC, but that's not something that's actually going to happen here for Nnnes. Yeah, as you can see, it's just a random bandit spawn for Nnnes once again, the same as every other loop. The Vans are starting to spawn. Oh, that is not good. That wasn't exactly dangerous. Everything turned out completely fine, but those are the kind of plays that I just don't want to do whatsoever. Like, I want to minimize the amount of risks that I take, or just ways that look weird. And those are definitely some weird plays on the NNS screen right now. You know why BOROVik is playing Crystal Caves. It is kind of important to pay attention in Crystal Caves in these matches because that is once again one of those areas where one wrong move can end the entire run. Just getting unlucky on some cobweb or getting stuck to a wall, and then you get lasered and you become a shish kebab from the lasers.
Chicken players hate 4-1.
I hate 4-1.
Yeah, Crystal Caves is definitely a trouble area for me. I feel like I'm consistently bad at every single boss fight in this game.
Honestly, same.
Okay, except Little Hunter. I never die on Little Hunter, but like every other major boss fight in Deep Loop, or Abyssal Loops that is, I've died to many times.
I'm bad against the big dog level, not the big dog fight.
Yeah, those are not bosses.
I feel like I'm the only player who ever had a problem with Little Hunter. Like, I genuinely had a problem with that stage and would die a lot.
Kyler has died several times to Little Hunter, but just because of getting unlucky with the explosions. I would say that Kyler has died so many times to Little Hunter that he probably has to check his plays and actually consider that he might be doing something wrong, because the amount of times he's died to the explosion is kind of absurd. It's not something that happens out of unluck.
My problem was that I would just ignore the fact that I could shoot Little Hunter and just basically ignore him and panic at the same time, so I would just end up getting cut off from the enemies, run out of reds and stuff from Little Hunter's spam. But that, yeah, I think that's the only way you can die.
Oh my
that was another really poor Van play. I don't know if Nness doing this on purpose or if bro's just insane.
It wasn't poor. Everything turned out completely fine. And as always,
True.
I always say this: any play that doesn't get you killed is the right play. There's just a measurement of a play being more right than the other.
As a wise man said, it's not a shit play if you don't die.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll eventually see players so good that they can calculate bad plays.
That play was mostly fine. It just looked funny.
True. Understandable.
You can pull off those kind of plays if you want to play a little bit less boring. Like, obviously, you can always just start backing away when Vans spawn, but you can also just go ham and continue walking forward and do something like that. It looks cool, it looks funny, but if you do it right, it's not actually that dangerous. You just have to keep track of how many Vans there are. Also, most good Abyssal players don't actually count Vans. They can just know with gut feeling how many of them there are. I was watching, I think Scrungy was playing and attempting to PB the other day, and he was consciously counting every single van that was spawning, which is just not something that you do when you get better at the game. Seems like Nness has been trying to focus playing faster.
Counting also doesn't really work because a lot of the times the noises just overlap.
Yeah, and Nness almost lost Spirit to an Expo Freak, went down to like 6 HP.
Oh.
I'm not sure about Nness playing faster. You might be right though. BOROVik has been gaining a pretty consistent lead from loop to other loop. Like, Nness is not catching up. I wish the Uchi Shovel range was like 20% longer for crystal fights.
True. Like it stay just outside the crystal.
Yeah, NNS's SPC and Ultra Shovel firing order is kind of weird on Crystal, on Hyper Crystal.
Oh,
It's really funny.
that was cool for BOROVik.
I think it's just classic mistime.
Yeah, it's just like getting into weird timing, like rhythm, and just sticking with it. You count Vans until loop 5? Okay, I mean, there's so little of them that you can just count, like, it's not even counting. It's just like visual and auditory reaction. But there are so little Vans at that point that you can just know, like, you don't have to think. First Van spawned, second Van spawned, third Van spawned.
Oh, you mean like he was
Fourth Van
actively counting it? Is what you mean? Like,
Yeah.
wow, okay.
The problem with counting Vans later on is that you just end up making mistakes because of the audio cues getting
Yeah,
cancelled
as I
by
said,
enemy sounds and things.
they just overlap.
You
Yeah,
don't need to count Vans. You just subconsciously know how many of them there are, how many of them are left, and everything like that. It's the same way that if you watch a good player do Throne 1, they can just like subconsciously know when it's the last shot. They don't actually count it. They can just feel it. They've done it so many times that it's just basically second nature.
People actually count the drone shots.
I don't think so.
No,
I mean,
what I mean is that most people just shoot at Throne 1 until Throne 1 dies, but good players like can know when it's the last shot.
Nnnes. I don't agree with that push. I think he should have gone up
Oh
instead
my
of going
god!
down. That was really messy.
Nnnes could have just gone up. Like, once again, Nnnes could have just backed away when the van started pushing instead of going down, digging. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. That's not a good play. Like, continuously getting yourself more and more cornered is just not it.
I think that's just like low experience level van play because you just subconsciously think that you have to push towards the wall and then dig.
Yeah,
when the vans
absolutely.
spawn.
A lot of lower skill players get obsessed with digging to avoid vans. They like see this one trick that you can do, this one play that lets you avoid vans, and then they
yeah.
like hyper focus and tunnel vision on it as the main like male Harry of all van management plays.
The
It's
Veil
like that-
Harry.
the male
Sorry. You just
That
broke
is-
me, dude.
That was not that funny. I don't know why you're losing your shit at that.
Sorry.
Okay.
Oh.
Let me find this clip. The worst play in the history of Nuclear Throne.
That was I don't know. Maybe it's just boring.
Man.
I was fucking losing my mind trying to make that sentence. Yeah, this is what I always talk about when people get like tunnel vision for digging plays. This infamous death by Lisonic is the worst play in the history of Nuclear Throne, and I'm gonna clown him for the rest of his life.
It's like learning to go down to spawn bandit and hyper focusing on that and forgetting the entire level.
Is BOROVik on loop? Must reach loop
BOROVik
7.
is on loop 8.
Yeah, this is loop 8. Right guy production, television, not good. Oh, it's now loop 8. There we go. Yeah, that clip is. It always makes me cry.
I need to watch that clip.
That's
Let me see.
So
sad.
bad. Oh my god.
I was pretty close actually. Another almost failed.
It's like
It's a classic of example of you can just walk up for absolutely free. There is no van management even to do. You just walk the opposite direction and everything is completely fine.
it's
But
like I
people
can
who
do
just don't have that much experience. They just dig and dig. I am a dwarf. They just get obsessed with digging. Deep Rock Galactic Candies.
It's like they see they can do this thing and they think they must do that.
Yeah. I mean, it's also just about not knowing the alternative, not having enough experience. That's mostly it. When you don't know the alternative and you know something that works most of the time, you just go for the thing that works most of the time.
But it is kind of funny to think you can just go the opposite direction.
Oh,
Uh,
BOROVik
the-
loses head and big bandits. No
Oh!
hell drop yet. Gets a hell drop, but
Oh!
loses head again. Gets another hell
Oh,
drop. Very low rats right now for BOROVik. And the freaks. I think he already killed the
that's-
freaks. No, they're respawning. Okay, BOROVik can reset here. It's gonna be really close. Oh, the rats are so bad for BOROVik right now, but he's slowly regaining them. BOROVik now has 8 maximum HP. He can still pull through this. This is still BOROVik just needs to really focus. But this is definitely savable. That was looking very sketchy, but now that he
I
actually
thought
has
he was
some
gonna
rats,
die.
yeah, now that he actually has rats and freaks are respawning again, he should be able to recover. He just needs to not let any shots slip past his shovel. Also, right, guy, did we make sure to check if the players didn't have freeze frames on before the match?
I'm back.
Hi, back.
I need to get some water to cure my throat of the male Harry.
Wait.
Oh! Nnnes lost his plasma cannon!
No, that
He
did not
went
just
too.
happen.
He went
And
way
Nnnes
too
went to the
quick.
portal too fast.
He went too fast into the portal. The plasma cannon didn't go in.
I think.
Oh, that's bad. That's horrible.
Oh
That's a
my
shit player.
god.
He should be okay though. I
That's such a
mean,
shame.
it depends on
Okay.
his luck. It's deep enough that he has a high chance of getting a drop pretty quick, and it's desert next. This is not like the worst loop to lose your SPC, or the worst
It's
stage.
gonna be
Um,
no. It's got oh my god. It's gonna be really sketchy playing no SP. Oh, loses
Oh
no,
head
that-
and clean up right now. This is
no
looking so bad for
SPC
NNS.
from Chu is just at this point is just no.
What's going to be really bad for NNS? Okay, he might just be barely able to spawn bandits and kill them, although NNS is bad at spawning bandits, and not having SPC is going to make van management even worse because the timing is going to be super weird with spawning bandits and vans at the same time. But once he gets to sewers, not having SPC there is
Okay.
going to be pretty much a death sentence against crystals and whatnot.
That's true. But it has a high chance of dropping, so we hope.
Yeah, there are a lot of enemies here, so this might be comebackable. We might be back. We just have to see.
Hopefully the pizza
Honestly,
seed
he
pays
was
off.
lucky he didn't get stuck with a slugger or something for 0-1.
Yeah, laser minigun is at least like something.
It's usable. Oh! That's...
no!
No! Oh, the kills by a small packet!
No, man!
Oh my god!
I was gonna say he was in shambles once he realized he couldn't dig for the bands.
Spawn killed by a small maggot. But little Magoo got him.
more and more mistakes until it just hit the boiling
Maggots.
point, and and the death ended up being a van after all. Gets van and gets killed by a
so
hero maggot.
sad.
Damn. Rest in peace, NNS. That was a
GG's
good
for
run, though.
BOROVik.
First loop 8 this tournament from both of these
First loop 8.
players.
That was a good
Both
match.
is melting.
A bit shaky, but it was very good.
Yeah, that was actually a good match. Pretty.
The semifinals are pulling through.
Did you really start the new round that fast? What the hell? No, why is the right guy here? Yeah, NNS is playing at 1% screen shake.
For some reason I read NNS as a right guy and I was like, what the fuck? Why is right guy cheating? One of my most delusional moments.
The 1% screen shake is legendary.
Oh, we might be seeing a YV pick from BOROVik right now for the second round. Semele just died.
Oomphy is back.
We're so back.
Oomphy is back as Semele instead of Oomphy.
Okay, I was Semele for like half of the other match.
I didn't notice.
The loop on Nnnes. It's just that my circle thing was constantly green. And I didn't want to confuse people on the stream by thinking I was talking when I'm not.
Yeah, and Nnnes would have digged on that van death. Makes sense, yeah. Digging there would have definitely saved you. Look at this fool. Cloud9 says SPC would do nothing here.
SPC would absolutely be a game changer there. I don't know where you're coming from.
Well, for a start, he
Yes.
would have dug to avoid the bans, and it would have been okay.
Yeah, and Nnnes would have just dug down and survived that completely fine.
Because the
Or well-
problem was that he was trying to dig in the first
Yeah.
place, and he didn't realize that he had no SBC, and he was just like, what? And
Okay,
died.
well, if we're speaking realistically, if Nnnes had a Super Plasma Cannon there, that play wouldn't have happened in general. The level would have been cleared completely differently. But if Nnnes was in
guess, yeah,
that exact same situation and had an SPC and dug down, he would have survived. Right, yeah, BOROVik does go YV for the second round, and Nnnes continues with Christo, just a safe pick. Lots of HP. But BOROVik, I think BOROVik might actually try something malicious here. I think BOROVik might try to go for crib speedrun modes. Just like trying to get meta from the crib and pushing really fast, because BOROVik was playing quite fast on chicken once he got his footing, so maybe he might actually try and get a win by the time. That would be interesting to see.
I'm honestly wondering why BOROVik isn't playing Crystal.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the chicken pick, I think, was at the end of it all. The chicken pick was definitely right for BOROVik. The situations where he died as chicken, he wouldn't have survived as Crystal. Like, it was just a lot of van spirit drops and whatnot that would destroy you with 20 HP anyway. And he continued the match, continued the round just because he had extra heads. So the chicken pick was definitely right. But going as YV on the second round, I feel like that's what I did as well. I played Crystal first, which is just a super safe pick, and then YV, which is a gamble pick. Like, the character itself is really strong, but you're just really hoping to get the right weapons in crib so that you don't have to search for them on loop 1 or loop 2. But at the end of the day, it is kind of like more of a risky pick because Crystal is just more consistent, way more HP. But going with a slightly riskier pick that is still a very strong character and with a chance to be absolutely insane luck-wise does make sense when you already have a one-round advantage.
That's true. I think picking chicken for the first round to try and get a safe kind of first win makes sense. And
Yeah,
also
definitely.
improves like confidence.
Yep, absolutely. Just getting that one round.
Oh, that is
That was
unfortunate.
kind of embarrassing.
And then Nnnes dies against the assassin there.
I think that's
That's
just a
outplayed.
classic melee trap bad play.
Yeah, not the usual. The shovel wasn't cooldown, and the assault rifle just wasn't aimed at the right place. And the assassin saw
Yeah,
an opening there and went for the kill. The assassin went Baiken mode.
he
Let's
got
see
tired.
then.
Oh,
So
well, BOROVik wins this match.
yeah, GG's to BOROVik.
GG's.
And Nnnes played really well. That first round, it may have been shaky, a lot of mistakes and whatnot, but that was still a loop 8 run. Still
Yeah,
one of the best
congratulations
ones
to
done.
both players for the amazing first round.
Yeah, the first round was still one of the best performances from both of these players compared to all of the players in this tournament. So that was still really
think
good.
Overall, Nnnes probably has the highest kind of performance to PB rate, maybe.
Yeah. Also consider that Nnnes was just 2 loops away from PBing on that round. So if Nnnes wouldn't have lost the SPC, we could very well see him PB in this tournament. unfortunately that whoopsie happened.
Absolutely.